Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Finance on Your Terms with Mike and Danny. As you maybe tuned into the last couple weeks, we have the theme of busting. That's a good karate move. Busting financial myths. So a lot of things that we hear on a daily basis in the industry that we're hoping to persuade you to think differently, and I think that's going to be helpful for you as you're either looking into financial advisors or working with financial advisors, knowing what questions to ask. Today, what are we tackling?
I think the first one, we're going to go through a couple rules of thumb, those studies, those things that you hear out in the internet age that people are putting out there, like my favorite, the one that keeps coming up over and over. Because we work with a younger population at Iron Horse, and I've got some younger clients, but the one that keeps popping up over and over and over, it seems every year that pops up on LinkedIn, that you have to have twice your income saved by the time you're 35 in a retirement account. That's the only way you're going to be successful about retirement. And I hate that claim. Fidelity did it back in 2014, something like that. They did a very vast just overview of everyone. They didn't take into account individual circumstances. They didn't talk about how you're living, what you're making, what you're saving. Are you living within your means? Are you spending more than you're making? They didn't take any of the variables across or into account. Just made this great big bland statement that you have to have twice your income saved by the time you're 35, which is daunting. It's terrifying. Well,
out of the group that they sampled, I don't know how many thousands of it was, they were estimating that it would produce this much or this and that. It just, again, for something so important, why would you allow a rule of thumb to control your behavior?
Exactly.
All right, I think what we're hoping to do today is remind you to take rules of thumb with a grain of salt. We hear with emergency funds, how much should I have saved up for that? This product or that product, or we hear this or hear that. I almost hear just as frequently, if not more frequently, the opposite side of that, which is, I've got this much saved up, is that enough? And I really try, this is not, I don't want to be rude, but I really try to hold back my smirk when people say that, because I don't know, usually it's people that we haven't sat down and done projections with. They're just kind of curious if they throw out a number, knowing that I'm a financial advisor, is this enough to have saved? I've got, a 35-year-old, I've got 100 grand saved up. Is that going to be enough? Or even closer to retirement, somebody that's 55 years old, I've got $800,000 saved up. Is that going to be enough? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. But until we actually sit down and go over your specific situation, there's just too many variables to have out there in the world to just assume that yes, that works. Right. Don't be a rule of thumb. Don't buy into rule of thumbs. Get your situation analyzed specifically to you. That is going to be the best for you long term when you're doing all of this planning work.
Precisely. So if you have questions, give us a call, shoot us a message, share this post. If you have more questions, you want us to cover specific topics, leave those in the comments. We're more than happy to help. And just remember, the rules of thumbs, the great generalizations, more than likely aren't going to apply to you. Ask us how we can help.
Share the post. Let us know what you want to hear. Bust the financial myths.
Thanks.
We'll see you next week.